What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Financial Seeds Podcast, where we believe that financial freedom is built one conversation at a time. I'm your host, JimDre Westbrook, and every week we are here to empower families to go from striving to thriving by having practical money conversations. All right, y'all, we're going to talk about something that it may make you a little tight, but trust me, we are here with you, and I can't wait to see what we develop together. About 90% of Americans are stressed about money. Now, I know what I just said probably isn't a big revelation, right? We all understand that point. But we really just want to maybe offer a few suggestions on how to talk about saving money without stressing over it. So, again, if you can rock with us during this whole episode, I believe you'll get some nuggets that can help you and your family maybe change or shift or pivot your mindset when it comes to saving for your household. So, today, no guests. It's a little solo episode, but as you already know, I'm not in the studio alone. So, we have Dre, our producer, in the studio, as well as my co-host Bree, and we're gonna chop it up. I'll ask them some questions, so you may hear some other voices on this podcast. But I can't wait to see what we give you today. So shout out to Dre, as well as shout out to Bree. How y'all doing today?
Hey, we're doing good. I am very excited. I already feel like a breath of fresh air about this topic. So thank you. I'm excited to learn more today and talk about it with you all.
Good, good.
I'm excited to see where y'all take this. Let's get rolling.
All right, all right. So I want to start with this. I feel when we talk about money and we talk about saving that some people feel saving is almost a punishment, right? Where you can't do what you want to do, as if, I'm sure you remember being on punishment. I was on punishment a couple times growing up where you just feel unhappy, right?
Right.
But savings, it's not a punishment. It's actually progress. It's a progression. We're going somewhere, right? And I just want for today to break down some simple ways that maybe some parents and kids can save without that stress and still enjoy life, because that's what life is all about. We want to have fun. We want to make moments and memories with our family, but we don't want the stress of money to kind of ruin that for you. So, before we kind of jump into the things we want to share, we do want to talk about maybe some of those stress points that all of us, including myself, have dealt with when it comes to money. So, obviously, for parents, we're back to school. So, if you have multiple kids, I'm pretty sure your house is loud. It is very vibrant, and you may be feeling like there's just not enough money to go around or even time to spend that money. You have practices, you have rehearsals, you have probably doctor's appointments. There's a lot of stuff going on, and that's just the kids, right? So when we talk about your spouse into it, when we talk about your career, there's a lot going on financially where you just may say, hey, I'm just paying the bills. I'm keeping the lights on. I'm doing what I need to do and saving. Like, I don't have the time nor the resources to save. So we understand that that may be your financial situation or just kind of your environment at home. Let's talk about the kids. The kids, same thing. There's a lot going on, going back to school, being a part of the culture where it's just instant gratification.
Right, right.
This generation, as far as the younger generation, they can get whatever they want, like right now. And they can order food, they can shop, they can whatever they want is essentially happening right now. Like,
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, we actually had to wait for certain stuff,
Yeah.
Like I know
And us too, the whole buy now, pay
Yeah,
later thing. Yeah.
like all of that stuff is going on. And the fact that most of them don't even have experience managing money, right? They're still young and still trying to kind of figure that piece out. But the biggest is that temptation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The temptation to spin and spin and spin. Like it's everywhere. And again, we understand that because even as adults, the temptation is there to
Right.
spend more than what we're making and live beyond our means and all of that stuff. So we're saying all of this to say you need a plan for your money. I know we've discussed this in previous episodes, but we're going to continue to make sure some of those points are, you don't forget them, right? You
Right.
may hear us say some of the same things every single episode because we really want you to understand that if you don't make a plan for your money, it's going to make one for you.
For
And
sure.
it may not, be aligned with your bank account or with your credit score that you want or the type of dreams and goals that you have for your finances. So we just again understand the emotional component
Yeah.
of what money can do to one's person's emotions, but at the same time, we want to kind of be your partner, be your thought partner when it comes to your finances and make sure that you have a strategic plan that will work for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question. This is to Dre or to Bree, and actually to all y'all out there too. What's the most stress that you've ever felt about trying to save money? Both of you guys don't have to answer, but if
Okay.
you one has something, I would love to know about that. What's the most stress you've ever felt when trying to save some money?
I think probably in general, just when I didn't really know how much was coming in, and I wasn't really like, I didn't really have a budget or a budget that was really working for me. And so just the whole concept of saving, I had goals, like we were just saying, I had goals, I had dreams, but because I didn't kind of sit down and do the work, it just felt so overwhelming. And then, of course, in situations where maybe there was a family emergency and I didn't have a savings, and then I was like, I can't do this. I gotta make sure next time I'm ready for this kind of thing. So that's kind of the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah, no, I've been there before. Definitely not thinking about money properly, thinking that oh, I'll just get it again
Mm-hmm.
because I can make it fast. Depending on when I worked in the hospitality industry on the
Yeah,
strip in the
right.
hotels, that's more like a cash friendly type of environment. But if you don't save any of it, it makes it a lot harder to get and keep. So I definitely understand and have been there before.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about something that I believe our president and CEO, Scott A. Arkills, talked about on our very first podcast. He introduced the 50-30-20 rule. This is something that maybe a lot of you out there have heard, where you cover your needs, you cover your wants, and you cover your savings. So the first number, 50, being your needs. You want to make sure that those are all your essentials out there. So food, water, shelter, what you're paying your bills, that kind of thing. When it comes to that 30%, those are your wants. So this is a time where you can actually do the things you want to do, but you got to put it in the budget. And that 20% for your savings. So as an adult, again, this may be very familiar. For teens, you can kind of adjust that thing because you may not be working or making as much as your parents, but you still want to get in the game. You still want to make sure that you are covering your needs. Your needs may be a cell phone bill that you're paying right now. You want to text your friends, you want to chop it up with them. That's something that you're going to have to pay in order to make that happen. Also, for people who are driving now, maybe you have a new car, gas money, that's not
Mm-hmm.
free, right? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that in order for you to go to point A to point B, that is a need for you. Your wants, all the cool stuff that may happen with you and your friends. You want to hang out, that's want money, but you have to budget for that to
Right.
make sure that's able to happen. And then the things that you save for, maybe you're saving for college, maybe you're saving for a prom and you want to look good and you want to look nice. Those are some examples that you can do as a teen to, again, just get introduced to this whole savings thing. Because if you don't know and you never done it, it's probably a little, I think, not necessarily impossible, but a little difficult, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. Since we're talking about high school and stuff, did you guys have any type of system in place when it came to saving? Were you saving anything in high school, college, or was this more of like an adult thing once you got
Well,
that first job?
so I think in high school, I did have one good example. I'm not going to say I was saving all the time, but I was very motivated by having my own car. So, and I was lucky enough that I was talking to my parents about it, and I said, "Look, I know you guys, aren't going to buy me my own car, but I want to save for one." And my mom agreed to match whatever I saved up to a certain point, of course.
Nice.
And so I started working pretty young. I think I was like 15 when I had my first real job. I saved half of my check. Every check I gave it to my dad, and he wrote it down in a little composition notebook that I probably still have somewhere. And he just kept track. And after about a year, I had enough money with my mom's match to get my first car. And I thought I was cool with my 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse. It was a red one, and it was the era of Fast and Furious.
Nice, nice, nice. Shout out to Fast and the Furious,
Yes.
all the fans. I'm sure all of us have seen all 27 of those
Yes.
films, and they're
Yeah.
still making them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, it was really about like that motivation, but also my young brain wanted to optimize, right?
Yep.
Because okay, mom's going to help, so that was even a bigger push for me to save. So, definitely, yeah, I think for the teens, find ways, right, to like motivate yourself to save. So,
I love it. I love it. So if you're out there listening to this podcast and you're a teenager, that match story may work for you too. Your parents may want you to get some skin in the game and show that work ethic, such as Bree did, and it'll really help. We really want you, again, to get comfortable saving money. The quicker and the sooner that you do it, the more it'll just be a part of what you do. I know for myself, since I wasn't a saver until honestly in my 30s, it made it a little difficult to get with the program, so to speak. But once I started it, it it became fun. It became something that I just did, and then now into my 40s, like it's almost a lifestyle. So we want you to, again, get in the game as soon as you can, so you can just become almost a natural saver. Something that I don't think is just natural, but as you
right.
continue to do it, it will be a part of what you do. I want to talk automation. When we're talking automation, this could be to the person, and I guess I'm speaking to 16-year-old JimDre when it comes to what if it's just not in you, right? What if you are tempted about all the things that come out? You need help. You're not alone. Most people need help like this. So when it comes to automation, here are just a couple things that you can do to help you start saving. If you have a job and you can get direct deposit, you can split that direct deposit. By splitting that direct deposit, it just lessens that temptation for you to just spend your check as soon as you get it, right? So we encourage you to, if you've never tried it before and you're working and you get direct deposit, let's just say going back to that 50, 30, 20 rule, if you're able to put 20% away into that savings, you don't even see it. So again, you're not tempted to, let me just blow that on the latest clothes or this trip or whatever you want to do. It can kind of discipline you the right way so you don't, again, take advantage of that latest sale, or you just wanting to get something just to get something. So you could potentially try that. Automatic transfers are also something that you could do where, hey, you can call your financial institution if you bank with us here at Silver State Schools Credit Union and let them know, hey, when I get paid, payday, I want this to go to maybe my savings account. If you have a smart savings account, if you have a different type of savings account, whatever savings account that is, maybe you're saving for something special, you can go ahead and set that automatic transfer up. Again, these are just little things that can help you because we want you to get the things you want. If that's a house, if that's a car, if that's a trip, whatever that is, we want to partner with you and make sure that we're helping you save the money that you want to save.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that simple. And we're not taking this whole financial thing and saying it's easy, but sometimes we do overcomplicate it. And it can be as simple as putting these things that are beneficial and helpful so we can get the things that we want.
The Financial Seeds podcast is powered by Silver State Schools Credit Union. At Silver State Schools Credit Union, our focus is to provide excellent member service and financial solutions for life. Las Vegas! It's that time of the year where our community comes together and we vote for the annual Las Vegas Review Journal Best of Las Vegas Readers Poll. Thanks to your support, Silver State Schools Credit Union has been awarded the best credit union in Las Vegas 7 years in a row, and our goal is to make it 8. Visit silverstatecu.com and click on the Best of Las Vegas link, or go to votebolv.com/silverstatecu to place your votes today. You can vote every day from now until September 11th. Let's keep the gold standard. Vote Silver State Schools Credit Union the best credit union in Las Vegas for the 8th year in a row.
So I know we've been talking a lot about mindset today. We really want to make sure that for those who are saving, that if you never were a saver, if you didn't have the mindset to save, and maybe you were somebody who said, again, I feel restricted from this. I feel like I can't do what I want to do, and I'm on financial punishment, if you will. We want you to kind of change that mindset to actually being motivated to do the things you want to do. So you got that car. You were motivated, right? Like it made you feel good. Like you actually thought you probably were in the movie Fast
You
and
couldn't
Furious.
tell me nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember that too. So we just want you to tie your savings to something meaningful, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are a music lover and you love music, your favorite artist may be coming into town at Allegiant or one of the other venues this year. Put something on it.
Mm-hmm.
Get focused, get motivated to say, I'm going to see whoever that artist may be. Maybe you're into like Broadway, right? We have the Smith Center here in town. Great venue. Again, attach a goal to that savings plan and start kind of making those things happen. If you're a parent and you have visual learners in your house, maybe you need to gamify, kind of
Yeah.
what's going on when it comes to your saving. You can have, a jar as far as the clear jars or the thermostat type
Mm-hmm.
thing. You can visualize it, gamify it. So when the kids come down, they eat at the table, they get something that's in the refrigerator, they see it. Maybe put it close to their bedroom, in the hall. So the family's kind of working towards something together if the goal was to go to Disneyland, right, for someone's birthday. Again, we want everyone to kind of be an active participant about this because there's so many different lessons that you can teach by having this plan.
I think too, especially with the teens, when when you're the one that's taking the responsibility for it, like for me in the car, right? I think that if I hadn't and maybe it was gifted to me, I probably wouldn't have cherished the car as much, and I don't think I would have taken such good care of the car. I was like, oh, I worked for this. I was working at a restaurant. I put shifts in for this. So I think it really made me value the car too. So I think that's a good thing for the teens to think about. Like, they'll probably really take care of those things that they saved up for.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember doing that when I played basketball and to get some new shoes, where if I actually bought these shoes, like I'm probably not wearing them every day. If I wear them,
Yeah,
I'm cleaning them every single day. That ownership that
right.
you're saying, that pride that, hey, my parents didn't give me this. All I actually put some money into that, and I just feel that ownership. I feel that pride to I'm going to take care of this and be responsible. So I love that take. Um, Another thing we can talk about is just celebrate milestones, especially for the family who maybe you have never saved, right? And you guys want to get your finances in order. You're preaching financial health and wellness, and let's say that the goal is to save $1,000 as a family. When you save that first $100, it's not 1,000, but it's 100. So
Mhm.
you should celebrate. You want to make sure that you celebrate those small wins because those small wins turn into essentially championships, right? We like sports, so I always kind of talk about sports sometimes. So football analogy where if you get a first down and if you watch the NFL, you always see people celebrating. They might high five, they might do the first down, dance or whatnot, but that's not a touchdown. But they're still celebrating that first down because it's going to get them closer to the end zone where
Mhm.
they can really celebrate. It's the same thing with your finances. So if you, in that same example, the goal is to get 1,000 as a family, when you get that first 100, you should celebrate. You should encourage each other. You should mark it off where it's like, hey, we only got $900 left. And as you continue to get closer and closer, celebrate those small wins. And when you reach that goal, it's party time, right? Right. You can
Yeah.
turn up, you
Mhm.
can have fun, you can do whatever you want to do and celebrate as a family because you did that thing together.
Right.
And we challenge all families out there to do something like that. If you again want to go somewhere, family vacation, you want to celebrate something, maybe you want to do something cool for your family around the holiday time. This is a perfect time to challenge yourself and put a goal that if you do want to go somewhere for the holidays, maybe we start saving together. If you do want to start the new year with just something different or already start saving for that summer vacation for next year, this is the perfect time to create your challenge, stick to it, and go get it. So now we've come to the point where we talk about our seeds of wisdom. And this week's seed is saving is momentum and not misery. Again, I think we can overcomplicate this savings piece when we feel that saving is all about punishment and when it really is about progression. So we want to make sure that every small step forward counts toward the big picture. So again, we encourage you that every little step that you take is going to get you closer and closer to the finish line, closer to that goal, and we are going to be there with you. So again, saving is all about momentum. It's not misery. So here's a thing that I have that I want to encourage all of us. So kind of a point of reflection for you out there. What could you start today that your future self will thank you for in 6 months? So when we talk about saving, that's the question that I have for the audience. What could you start today that your future self will thank you for in 6 months? So we would love to hear what some of those responses are to our members. You can pull up at any branch and let us know. If you can, hit us up on social media. We would love to hear what you have to say for that. So here's a little quick recap before we are out of here, is that we identified those stress triggers around saving and talked how we can make sure that we're mindful on what we're spending and how we can think about it positively. Talked about that 50-30-20 rule, or any plan that can help you start saving so you can get closer to your goals. Automating those transfers and separating your savings can be a game changer and very helpful for you as you start saving. Make sure that you tie savings into having fun and being purposeful so you can hit your financial goals. And lastly, we want to make sure that you celebrate those milestones. No matter how big or small they are, they're important, and they're going to get you closer and closer and give you momentum to finish strong. So that's all that we have for today. We really appreciate you guys taking this ride when we're talking about making savings stress-free. We understand that money is an emotional subject, but it is something that can be manageable and thought with positivity if and when you have a plan. So please like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure that we hear from you. We want to hear all of the encouragement, all of the positive praise that you have for us so that we can keep continuing doing this thing the right way. Also, share this with just about everybody that you know so we can continue to keep planting those financial seeds for you, and your family can continue to see your finances grow. Again, my name is JimDre. We want you to keep planting those seeds, and we can't wait to see and hear you next week. Thank you.
The Financial Seeds podcast is powered by Silver State Schools Credit Union. Hosted by JimDre Westbrook, co-hosted by Brianna Chavez, produced by Leandre Fox, and created in the Scott A.R. Kills production studio. The Financial Seeds podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended as financial, legal, or tax advice. All opinions expressed are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Silver State Schools Credit Union. Listeners should consult with a qualified financial professional for advice specific to their individual situation.